This is another in the series I'm doing to talk to the unfaithful spouse to help them better understand what their betrayed spouse is going through. I hope this series has been helpful so far, and in this particular video we're going to tackle something I think we all struggle with: defensiveness. Now, I think we all feel defensive, and there are many reasons why someone would feel a bit defensive. One would be that you feel attacked, right? You feel attacked. Another one could be that perhaps someone's accusing you of something you didn't do. It's a justice issue. You feel like you need to defend yourself. It could also be that, if someone's getting kind of close to exposing a lie or a secret or something like that, you could then again feel like you need to defend yourself. I mean, that's what defensiveness is, right? It's our feeling, that instinct to defend ourselves. It's normal to feel that way, and we may feel that way for a variety of reasons. Feeling that way is what it is. We all feel, and feelings are feelings. We can't do a whole lot about how we feel, but we can do something about how we respond to that feeling. I chose this topic for this video because I think it's important for actually betrayed spouses and unfaithful spouses to understand healthier ways to respond in the face of feeling defensive. You see, defensiveness breaks down communication. Defensiveness builds walls. Defensiveness makes it an unsafe environment for someone to share how they feel or to try to have hard conversations. Defensiveness can be a roadblock, really, in your recovery with your spouse after an affair. So I want to hopefully give you a better understanding of how it can be prohibitive in healing and healthier ways to lean in so that you and your spouse can continue the healing journey. And my hope and prayer is that you get to the other side and get through the healing journey in a better place than you were before. So in any scenario where we feel defensive, if you can just imagine the feeling of defensiveness, the first response I think many of us feel is we want to pick up our shield and we want to pick up our sword. And we want to fight. We want to defend ourselves and we want to fight back. It's a feeling and an urge in us, and I can understand how that feeling comes about. It is a normal, natural emotion to have in some circumstances. But to pick up the shield and to pick up the sword in a situation where the other person is not coming to you with a shield and a sword, it can create a lot more damage in the relationship than it can help. In the case of affair recovery, when your betrayed spouse is coming to you and they're expressing their feelings, they feel sad, they're going through the same rundown that maybe they've said 100 times. I can't believe you did this to me. How can you tell me you love me and you did this to me? I'm feeling so sad. I'm so angry. I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. I don't even know who you are anymore. And they're expressing how they feel to you. I know that's hard to hear, isn't it? I can only imagine how it feels to be reminded of something like that and to see the pain in your spouse's face. And I know it must cause a great deal of defensiveness inside of you. You feel defensive because you feel attacked. For a person to approach someone within a relationship and open up and share how they're feeling, that actually takes a great deal of vulnerability to do that. If someone has the guts, if you will, the courage to come up and tell you that they're hurting and you're the reason why, the courage it takes them to do that is tremendous, and they have to be willing to let their walls down and be vulnerable with you to do this. If you in turn become defensive and you pick up the shield and the sword and your response is combative, what's happening in that exchange is that you are stepping into a vulnerable moment with harm and with more wounds. And all that's going to do to a betrayed spouse is it's going to tell them it's not safe to talk to you about their feelings. And this is actually the case in any relationship, by the way. When someone is expressing their feelings, what you have in front of you is an opportunity. And this is going to be scary. In the face of defensiveness, the opportunity in front of you is to choose vulnerability over defensiveness. Even though you feel defensive, and yes, I know that's hard, isn't it? I validate that's hard, I get that. But here's the beautiful thing that happens when you lean in with vulnerability instead of defensiveness. What you were doing in essence is you were telling yourself, I'm feeling defensive right now, but my spouse is being incredibly vulnerable with me. I am going to lean into this vulnerability with them. I'm going to sit in vulnerability with them. And you take their hand, or you just sit down and you look at them and say, tell me more. I want to understand how you feel. Please tell me more. In other words, I can't fix it. Well, you can't. You can't change the past. But in that moment, your spouse is looking for understanding and compassion. Your spouse wants to know that you get it, that you truly understand the depth of their pain, and that you're willing to sit in it with them, not fight them on it, not to diminish it or to make it seem like how they feel is irrelevant. It's a beautiful opportunity, quite frankly, to deepen emotional intimacy. If you really want that amazing marriage on the other side of affair recovery, this is a fantastic way to try to get there. Feel the defensiveness. Feelings are feelings, but choose to respond differently. Choose to respond with vulnerability. Take that opportunity to deepen the emotional bond between you and your betrayed spouse.